U.S. Championship Volleyball was a 1988 arcade game, and 2 years later it was ported to the NES and renamed Super Spike Volleyball in North America, while the Japanese Famicom version maintained the name, although you would think that keeping the US part would make sense in the Western version and not the other way around, but whatever. Like the arcade version, it's a 2-on-2 volleyball game. The first to score 15 points wins, although you can toggle that to 20 in the options menu. There's exercise mode, which is basically a one-off exhibition game, the American circuit, where you play a 5-game gauntlet against teams of various cities in the US, and World Cup mode, where you play a more difficult 7-game gauntlet against teams of various countries around the world. There's also 2-player versus, 2-player cooperative, which works in the tournament modes also, and if you have multi-tap you can have up to 4 players. In tournament mode you can pick one of 4 team combinations, each with strengths and weaknesses. There's the powerful team, the defensive team, the fast team, and the balanced team. The defensive team is actually Billy and Jimmy from Double Dragon. I don't know if this is an official crossover of these characters or not, but if so, then I guess these guys play volleyball at the highest level in their spare time. These unique teams give the game some variety, as opposed to just using the same cookie-cutter team every time, especially seeing as how the gameplay is limited in terms of what you can do. You can bump, set, and spike, as well as 2 forms of serving, a regular overhead shot or a leaping smash. The players are pretty easy to control. Setting up spikes is simple, as well as defending them, and the soundtrack is decent. There's a target to indicate where the ball is going to land, which has its pros and cons. It's all well and good if you suck at estimating where the landing is going to be, not that it's too easy to catch up to the ball all the time, it can go anywhere on the beach, and sometimes you have to make a diving save, where you'll be thankful of the target's existence for sure, particularly in the World Cup mode. But there's zero dramatic effect when the ball's landing is borderline on the out-of-bounds line. All you have to do is look at the target, and the decision to chase it or let it go has already been made for you. At the very least, this target should have been optional, as the ball shadow should be enough to assist you in tracking the ball without it being too clumsy. Like I said, there's only so much you can do with this game. It's just 2-on-2 volleyball with different variations, but the variations they give you are more than adequate enough to keep things fresh. Not to mention that it's one of the few games that allow 4 players. Above all else, the game itself is solid and fun in general, especially in multiplayer. And that wraps up this edition of Vakulung's Game Reviews. See you next time.